This manhwa ruined my life. It pretty much came into my life, strolled into my life, and told me, yo, take a pause. I literally missed work for this. I shrieked my responsibility as an adult. Yeah, welcome to the channel. If you must know, this is going to be my miniature Zanpakuto. The real thing is going to come after I go into the hyperbolic time chamber, train for a while, unleash my Shikai, then I can get my Bankai. Once I get my Bankai, eventually I'll bring the real thing, but for now we're working with this miniature Zanpakuto. That's what we're working with right now. Yeah, so let's get into the video today. It's not about Zanpakutos, it's actually about the beginning after the end. I read this, finished it, and this thing right here, this series, story is by Turtle Me and the art is by Fuki123, and it is adapted from a web light novel, or a light novel, manhwa. It is a light novel, and an isekai. Now the thing is, before we get into the story and kind of the review and the whole reason, let's talk about the format. This is actually in its original form a web novel, and it's meant to be read on your phone, you know, scrolling. So for that reason, I would definitely advise anybody that wants to read the story to read it on Tepaz. So the app, you get it. You could read this and support the author as well. And beginning after the end, oh man, King Gray, or Arthur, in this new series is a fantastic protagonist. I like this protagonist. It's not a weak MC. I don't need none of that shenanigan. This is how you do isekai, okay? If you're gonna do an isekai, this is how you do it. And after I read this, I went on the web, I went online and read the whole thing. I'm caught up pretty much in 2 days. It's about 152 chapters, and I'm already caught up. That's how good this is. So let's get into the story. What is the story? Well, it's King Gray finds out. I think he's a king, and in his world, he's not reincarnated from our world, but he's reincarnated from another world. In that world, he's the king, and he gets through it by becoming one of the best swordsmen and using something called ki, and he pretty much climbs the ladder and he becomes one of the best kings through strength and through the training that he puts into. Now, once he's born into this world, the light at the end of the tunnel, is a good joke. He's born to a great family, and he just starts tapping into the power of this system, this fantasy world. The cool thing is the way he doesn't mess around. So from the get-go, he's actually a remarkable character in his old life, you know. So, but coming into this new world, Arthur Lewin, he's trying to be, he's practicing, and the reason why he was born. He also meets a dragon, so it follows all those formulas, you know what I mean? If you read that time that I got reincarnated as a slime, or So What, I'm a Spider, it pretty much follows the same formula, but it's for me the execution, and the author is not doing anything different. You know, it's power scaling. It's just, for some reason, the character is likable. The story, the way Arthur is doing his thing, he's a little bit tragic in his composure. For some reason, I don't know, I'm just drawn to the character. I like the character, and the art in here is super cool. Some of the characters are likable. It's not harem heavy, so it doesn't have all of the cliches of isekai, but executes everything. So if you're in need of a fix, an isekai fix, this is definitely it. And I'm recommending this, and I'm actually gushing over it, and I'm not even doing a proper justification. So, but I would definitely recommend. I just read this, and this is pretty much my impression of the series. So the series is great. Definitely go on the Tepaz app and just read the whole thing, please. Don't even, you know what I mean? Just go read it. For now, though, let's talk about this format. Young Press is tripping because this is $20, and these are thin. Like, it's about, how many pages is this? I don't even know. It's like about 100. So it's relatively thin. I understand that the paper quality it's better, and it is color, right? I understand all those things. So I'm thinking, okay, but I don't know. In good consciousness, really, I don't want to spend that kind of money on this. I don't. I'd rather just really go online and like buy the chapters and support the artist on the app, because the app pays these artists then really support Young Press with this endeavor. And I think because we're in a consumer world where we're just buying things, like the publishers, uh, they're testing us. I think they're testing the consumers, the manga buyers, and it's weird, right? It's weird. Another example here is another one that I just read, which is a web novel. This right here, I know is not. I can't really compare it because it's not color, but this is $20 too. You know, and it's an omnibus, and so I'd rather buy something like this, than this. I'm thinking that eventually this is probably going to be turned into an omnibus eventually at some point. I'm guessing. I'm guessing that this is going to take the comic, like Western comics, if you're familiar with comics. Usually this is like a trade paper. Then eventually when they get a good amount of trade papers come out, they'll print on an omnibus. And I hope that happens because I'll just get the omnibus. Like, I really want this in my collection because I'm in love with it. It's just, I can't countenance paying that kind of money for something so thin, you know. But the beginning of the end, I'm definitely recommending it. So yeah, go out and get this. Peace.